This is the plaintiff, Robinia Glaze. She says she and the defendant got into a shouting match over a parking spot, and the guy walked up to her car in a fit of rage and keyed it. The coward then took off running like the little scared jackrabbit he is. She called the cops and they went after him. Bottom line, right is right and wrong is wrong. And she has no other choice but to take this punk to court for the $571 she's owed. This is the defendant, Carlos Velez. He says he admits getting into a beef with a nasty plaintiff about a parking spot, but he did not key her car. All he did was write down her license plate number. That's when she started screaming in the middle of the street, "He's keying my car! He's keying my car!" When the cops showed up, he told them the story, and that was that. Or so he thought, until he got sued by the lunatic who's simply wasting his time. He's accused of not being low-key.
Robinia Glaze?
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing Carlos Velez for Hey, you staring her down in my courtroom? Don't do that.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, good. You're suing Carlos Velez for $571, an estimate to repair a scratch to your car that you say you witnessed him make. Tell me what's going on.
Yes, ma'am. I happened to pick up some friends of mine one morning after the storm, to take them to go get some food stamps. And I pulled up, and the plaintiff was standing there with his arms folded like he just came out of a genie bottle, and he was holding up the space so I could park.
He was, or his friend was?
He was.
Okay, go on.
So then I said, if it wasn't to where I would go to jail, I would run you over.
Because he's literally just standing, there's a parking space, but he's standing there saving it for somebody else.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So a friend of mine, he got out the car and he said, "Robina, what's going on?" I said, "Well, this man is taking up this parking space, and this is not private parking, it's public parking." So his friend comes up and he says, "Well, I heard everything that you were saying to my friend on the phone." And so I said, "Yeah," and...
Wait, what ended up happening? Did you get the parking space or not?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you end up getting the parking space?
Because my friend got out the car.
A friend,
so what? A male friend.
Oh, the friend's a male.
Yes,
all right.
he had got out
bigger?
the car. No, I guess because he was a male.
Okay, so he gets out of the car and he walks over and persuades the person holding the space to stop it.
Right.
Okay, come on up, please. Were you holding the space?
Yeah.
On account of what? What gives you the right to do that?
I shoveled it in front of the house and cleaned the trees because they fell with the chainsaw. So he was going around coming from an appointment, so I said, "I'll clean it out." I shoveled it out. So he was coming up the street, so he said, "Hold this space." So I said, "All right." So when she came, I said, "I just cleaned it."
What right do you have to stand in a space and say, "No, nobody else get it. My friend's coming now"? Like, what right do you have?
Because I just shoveled it out. It was in front of the house, and I chopped the trees.
There's not a word of that in the complaint. Not one word of "I shoveled it." But let's say you did.
Yeah.
Still, what gives you the right to stand there and take a space?
I guess I don't. But
No, I guess you don't too, right?
No.
Okay, good. All right, now, according to you, you then get the space, and what happens? And then I'll hear your side of it.
So then he says, well, his friend walks up to me and he says, "I heard everything you were saying to my friend on the phone, so me being a woman, I'm going to defend myself regardless." So I noticed that, the relationship of them, so I says some kind of things out of my mouth.
No, I don't know what you're saying.
I mean, do you want me to say?
I don't know. I don't know what you're saying.
Well, I told them, I said, well, if I was to back my booty up on you, I said, you probably wouldn't want a man anymore.
Oh, so you concluded that they were gay.
Yeah.
And then you concluded to make anti-gay statements.
Right.
Okay, go on.
So then, I guess from me making that statement or whatever, or they mad of the whole situation, he took and he didn't have too far to reach over. So he just took his little hand, and he had his key in his hand, and he just said, like that. So then I said,
right in front of you.
Right. So I says, "I know which one you is." I says, because I use the word, but only women do that kind of stuff when they get angry.
So what did you actually say?
I said, "I know what you are." Let me see. I said, "I know which one you are. You're the..."
You actually saw him do it?
Actually saw him do it, Your Honor.
Okay. And when he did it, what did you do? Where was your friend, by the way, by this point?
Standing right next to me.
What'd your friend do?
I went to go get the police.
And what did your friend do?
She stood there.
Oh, okay. I'm talking about the guy.
Oh, he was gone. He was
gone by
long
then.
gone.
And you were the friend?
Yes.
Come on up, please. What parts did you see? What parts didn't you see?
Well, when we first drove up, they had words, back and forth. After she got the parking space, we all got out and was walking to the place. And then I saw him, he just, reached over and she said, "Oh, you scratched my car." And then the police was driving down the car.
Did you see him do it?
He did reach.
You saw the reach or you saw this? Where was the scratch, by the way? On the side of the car or on the hood?
On the hood.
Oh, on the hood. Okay,
Yes.
do you have a picture of it?
I have it on my phone.
Okay, can I see it? All right, so then you go get the police and what happens?
Yes, the police was like four cars down. So I ran and I got the police and I told the police, I said, "This man just scratched my car, just keyed my car." We had words. I told him exactly what I said. And he said, "Well, where did they go?" So my car was parked right in front of their house. And so I just looked and seen the footprints because it was wet, it was muddy. I said, "That's where they went right there." So the officers went and knocked on the door. And then them two came down, opened the door, and he was up there talking about he didn't key my car and da-da-da-da-da, all that. So they just took the complaint. There was 3 other witnesses.
Are they here?
No, my
Did the
sister,
3 other
she's in a
witnesses talk to the
wheelchair.
police?
Pardon me?
Did the 3 other witnesses talk to the police? Come forward to the police?
Yes, and
I don't see them on the police report.
Yes, they did.
What happened?
Well, what happened
Why don't we start
was-
with him, actually?
okay.
You're holding the space for him, and what happens?
And she pulled up, and I told her he was coming up the street, and she said, "If you don't move out of my way, I'm gonna run your ass over."
Okay.
So then she was coming towards me, and she came right up against the side of me. So then I said, "Well, I'm gonna go." And he was listening on the phone, because I said, "Well, you better hurry up and get here, because this lady's trying to run me over."
So the crazy lady's gonna run you over,
So
and
I
you're
get
still
off the
trying to hold the
street.
spot for him?
Yeah, so he
But
came.
you're saying to him, "You better hurry up, because I may have to move because she's trying to run me over." Don't you just run?
No.
I would just get out of the
I was
way. I would
cleaning the
prefer
spot.
not. I would prefer.
Yeah.
What's worse, having your bones crushed by
Yeah.
a crazy lady, because that's how you're describing her,
yeah.
or your
Well,
friend
fine.
having
No,
to
I
drive a
did-
little more to get a space?
No, well, he ended up coming, and I went to the front door, because
Okay.
she was yelling that she's gonna run me over. And some guy got out of the car, too.
Okay. What did
And
that
then-
guy tell you?
He said to get out of the way, she's gonna run your ass over.
God, that's
Okay.
a lie.
And in the meantime, he came home, and then that's when I was up by the house, and they ended up arguing. And then
Okay. So tell me what happened with you.
Well, when I pulled up, I was going by, and she was getting out the car with this lady and another lady in a wheelchair. I managed to find parking spot a few.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I know. I was lucky.
Right? So it's never
So
worth
I-
it,
I
is it?
come
Look
over.
at all this. It's not worth it,
I
is
know,
it?
right?
Okay.
So I walk over and I says, "I'm going to call the cops and have you arrested for assault," because he said she tapped him with the car. So she said to me, "This is
Did
what
she
said."
actually tap you, or was she just right there?
No, she was right against me with the side of the car, so I moved, because I
Okay.
said, she really is gonna run me over. So I said, I better move, so.
Okay, so
So
go
I
ahead.
said-
So, and I went up and I told her, "I'm going to call the police and have you arrested for assault." She says, "The police work for me." That's exactly what she said. And I said, "Okay." And then then she said the word and all this stuff. And then I said, "We'll get your free food stamps, you crack."
God.
We went back and forth, I engaged, and for that I apologize.
Isn't there an adult among anybody? The 4 of you, there's not one adult? For real? No adult? What, you raised your hand, were you the adult?
You want to be honest, I did try. I did tell her, I said, "Come on, Robina, just leave it alone. Just,
gosh. Who
But
was
when
the person
she
in the
get
wheelchair?
angry,
Yeah.
I was pushing her with the lady.
Who was the person, though, to her?
Her sister.
Her sister,
I was
okay.
pushing her in the wheelchair.
Right.
But when she get angry, you
Yeah.
really can't say anything or talk to her. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
Well,
So
that's
I just
usually
left
the
it
case.
alone,
And how about you? When you get angry, what happens?
I
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because you had a parking space a block away, and you could have just walked away from the crazy lady.
Right.
and
Well,
just-
what I said to her, I said she called the police and have you arrested for.
No, I know, but do you understand, like, all the places where this didn't have to escalate?
Yeah,
so now
I
here we
understand
are.
that now,
you
and
walk back, you're angry, you're yelling at her, "Well, I'm going to have the police arrest you." She says, "Oh, police work for me," and then what happened?
So we got into this
Then-
screaming match.
Right.
And then this lady was pushing the other lady in the wheelchair, and they were going towards the food stamp office.
Right.
I said, "Well, you know what?" Then there was a no parking spot because she parked right in front of our driveway.
But
blocking
that's a
that.
public parking space that she's allowed to park in.
It says no parking. But
Well, then how were you going to park there?
Because it's for the
can pull in.
tenants. It's just a little driveway, you pull in. It's a
I'm not
carport.
understanding. Is it a real parking space or isn't it?
It's a little carport. There's a driveway, you put your car in there, and you're off the sidewalk.
Do you have a picture?
Well, I have,
Yeah. Was this the street or was this some carport? What was this?
It was the street, ma'am. I
What
need
are you
your honor.
saying?
It's a street. You cannot
She was
block
Okay,
the
but she's
driveway,
blocking
Your
the
Honor.
driveway? Is that
She's
what you're trying to say?
blocking the driveway.
So it's not a space, it's
it's
the
not
driveway.
a space, it's a driveway.
Okay, well then how are you going to park in a driveway?
It's a carport. It's the entrance to the carport.
Okay, I don't see a carport in these pictures.
It's inside.
Okay, but what would you take pictures of if not the space in question?
I did. I took a picture and I sent it in with the no parking.
Now, what
spot.
are these a picture of? What are you recording in these
What happened
pictures?
was she was over here, Your Honor.
Okay.
With the lady pushing the other lady.
Right.
And I said, well, if you don't move, then I'm gonna have you towed. So I went in front to get the license plate number. That's when she turned around and said, you better not be doing anything to my car. And then she started racing over. This one says to me, you know what? Just let it go. Let's go inside. And that was
Were
the
you
end of
doing
that.
something to her car?
No, I was trying to get the license plate number.
Okay, except for that I know from the police report that there's a 7-inch key scratch on her car.
I don't know anything about this scratch, Your Honor.
Well, the police did. They looked right at it.
Well, she had plenty of time to do it herself.
Why would somebody scratch their own
I
car
don't know.
just to frame you?
I don't know.
So somebody cuts in and takes your parking space. Do you confront them? Do you move on?
Yeah, move on. It's annoying, but come on, it's no point.
Fair enough. Who's gonna confront him? Really?
Yeah, because I gotta go shopping.
Oh, did you see that dirty look she gave going inside the courtroom?
What kind of car is this?
2001 Plymouth Neon.
What I believe, Your Honor, was had I not threatened to call the cops and have her arrested with assault, we wouldn't be here today. She felt she had to beat me to the punch.
Let me count the many ways we wouldn't be here today. Number
Oh, yeah.
one, you don't do the incredibly uncivil act of thinking that your human body is a shield to snag a space that doesn't belong to you. That's one. Number two, you don't pull your car up in anger to within inches, if not 0 inches, from a human body. Number three, you don't cut your losses and say, I got a lot to lose in this life. I'm not going to, my life's worth it. I don't need to up the ante and go, God, you know, this person has a gun. You don't know, all right? And then go back and look for the problem again, okay? And number four, you don't key your car. We also wouldn't be here if you didn't key your car, but I believe you keyed her car.
Okay.
If not you, then who, baby?
I don't know, Your Honor.
I don't know either.
I don't.
Fresh key
I
on a
don't.
car.
You know?
Maybe she did it herself.
Maybe she did. Maybe it was old. I don't know. I never saw the
Cops
mark,
did.
so.
Show me the picture on this phone. Oh. Yep, big old key on the car. Oh, by the way, I forgot. If you didn't throw anti-gay slurs, we wouldn't be here. If you didn't throw anti-white slurs, we wouldn't be here. If everybody in this room, with the exception of you, wasn't playing Quien es Más Macho, we wouldn't be here, right?
You're right, Your Honor.
That's right. But y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. It's just, look, I get angry too. Mercifully, I get to wear like a robe, and so I have like legitimized vent for my anger here. But when I'm in the street, I know I got to stop myself, and I got to say to myself, you know what? I really think this person deserves to have something said to them, but it's one thing to say stuff, it's another thing to do stuff. And what happened in this case is that the doing stuff got out of control. What do you care what she says, As I tell my children, sticks and stones, right? But what happened is you just got so angry that she was so disrespectful and that she was saying some outrageous things to you on many fronts that, you let it get the best of you. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, and that's when I said I was going to have her car towed.
That's not letting
right?
get the best of you. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to the
That's what I
keying part.
figured.
I'm referring to the keying part, all right? Which means you have to pay for the repair, which is $571 for the plan.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Well, the plaintiff has won this decision here in People's Court, meaning you will pay for the damage to that car. What's your reaction to this?
Well, she had more witnesses lying for her, so she got away with it. She's crazy. She
Did
needs a makeover.
her disrespectful comments to the two of you make you mad?
Of course it did. Yeah. She said. I mean, that was just the tip of the iceberg of what she said to me.
So she said a lot more, made you
yeah.
madder and madder, mad enough to do some
No,
damage?
well, I wouldn't do that to her because I wouldn't have want that done to me.
What should you have done?
I was going to have her car towed. That's what I was going to do. But
Okay.
she figured she'd beat me to the punch and call the police on me.
Okay. Head around the corner there, okay? All right, so come on in here. What do you think about the outcome here?
I am pleased because you know what, regardless of, we make assumptions and we say things and we get mad or whatever. That's just like, just like the judge said, what if I had a gun?
Well, do
know
you
what I
regret
mean?
the invectives you hurled at them?
Do I regret them? No,
What do you think of those two guys right now?
the same way.
What?
Shaky.
Shaky? Harvey?
Okay, good. The judge didn't award punitive damages because both litigants simply acted like complete jerks.